Live streamed. Yeah, I gotta say yes. Okay.
Be on soon. Looks like
We're live on Facebook.
yay!
Yay!
Right. Hello, everyone. Oh, we got some people watching. If you're here watching live with us, say hello, drop us a comment, give us a like so that we get boosted in the algorithm. For those of you who don't know, I am Brittany Prince. I'm a holistic nutritionist. I am one of the admins of this amazing holistic health and wellness community. Hello, Marcy. Hi. Thanks for joining us today. I am so excited, you guys. This little series. We have a 3-part series planned for you guys. This is going to be amazing for all the health practitioners in the group. This is Desiree. She is a naturopath. She is just amazing. I'm going to let you go ahead and just introduce yourself, Desiree.
Yeah, so it's such a pleasure to be here, guys. Thank you so much for having me, and it's so wonderful. I can't see any comments, so I'm just going to let Brittany sort of moderate the comments, but it's really fantastic to be in this wonderful group. I love the fact that it's a combination of a group where people can come and ask their questions regarding their health and wellness and get support from each other in this beautiful community. And I also love the fact that it's shared with a community of health practitioners. And you don't really see that often, the marriage between like the health professionals in the group and then the people who need support. So, my opening statement is this. I want to commend you guys on the work that you're doing, because being in this health and wellness space is just so important. And I can't even emphasize how much the world needs you. And often as health and wellness practitioners, we're givers, we're emotionally sensitive, we are there for other people. And we don't stop to think about, hey, I'm amazing. I am doing this amazing job to help people literally transform their lives and live a happier and healthy life. So you guys are life transformers. And I don't want you to ever forget that. So really always keep that in mind. If it ever slips out, just remind yourself of the work that you're doing and how valuable and important it is, because these days, clients are desperate. Clients are down and out and depressed and sad and aching and in pain. And they need us to help uplift them and get them out of that pain situation and into a pleasure situation and be able to live life and be happy. So I commend you guys.
Awesome. Thanks so much for that.
Yeah.
I'm just really excited. Let me pull up my questions here for you, because I want to make sure that all the stuff that I want to ask you. So tell us a little bit about yourself and about your background. How did you get into being a naturopath?
Sure. So I am originally from Montreal, Canada. That's where I got certified as a naturopath. I'm in Florida right now, sunny Florida, enjoying the beach and the ocean, and it's just fantastic. And thank goodness my business allows me to vacation at this time and enjoy this freedom of being able to like move around in the world. So this is a real pleasure. I mean, there's nothing I love more than being at the ocean. And, Canada, we have really cold and long winters. So it is truly a pleasure to be able to, devour this all in. So I'm a mom of 2. I have a 9-year-old and a 5-year-old. I'm also a wife of 1. And I became a naturopath 10 years ago. So I'm going on 10 years of naturopathic medicine. I also studied 3 years of homeopathic medicine. I don't really practice homeopathy that much right now. I have been practicing naturopathic medicine on and off. But right now, I have sort of transitioned my passion into helping health and wellness practitioners really make the most out of making this passion project into a career that you love and that fulfills you and that earns you the income you desire and the financial freedom and the time freedom. Because I'm here to basically tell you about all the mistakes that I made along the way. And I made many mistakes. And I wish at the time that I had someone to like save me out of the ocean and hand me that life support jacket and say, here, what the hell are you doing? Why are you doing all of this? It's taking you this many years. You're wasting all of this money. You're getting this many more gray hairs. And here's a life jacket to save you. And this is the way you should be doing it, to shortcut your way to success and get there so much more faster and so much more effectively, and do what you're supposed to do. Because as health practitioners these days, everyone's got to be online. Like, you really have to be online. So, there's totally value in being in one-to-one consultation, face-to-face with people. It is a very valuable experience. But there are ways to do that within another setting, within a one-to-many group model that will help you exponentially impact more lives and get out there and earn the income you desire and deserve. So I don't know if I answered your question really, but going off on tangents.
Really? No, you're totally good. So tell us a little bit more. I know I read a little bit about your story, but what was your transition into naturopathic health?
Sure. So I was actually in my teens and I started to develop, I always had terrible digestion. I remember as a child always being nauseous in the car and having like barf bags, literally having to be, just being very car sick. And I always had a nervous stomach just because, I'm kind of a high impact kind of person. And so I really struggled with my digestion. And it was in my teen years that I decided to finally get this checked out. I finally got an appointment with the gastroenterologist. I had the gastroscopies, the colonoscopies, like everything you can imagine being shoved all over the place, to discover that I was diagnosed with IBS, irritable bowel syndrome. And at the time, I really didn't know what that was. My questions were barely answered. About, in the gastroenterologist's office, I was given several medications that I would be told I'd have to go on for life. I was given like Metamucil when I had already, loose bowels. I was given a fiber to help increase the bowel movements. And I was like, well, this is not right. I just felt in my gut that whatever treatment I was being given was not right. I wasn't having my questions answered. And I knew there had to be something else. So my first job happened to be at a health food store. And that's where my world just opened up. I was fascinated by what I was learning. An entire universe opened up to me. I realized that there were herbs and plants and different foods, different ways of eating. Like, I grew up on pizza and hamburgers and hot dogs. If you ask my family, like, I was a bugger that way. I just loved those foods. But like, I realized that there was this whole universe, and we had several naturopaths working in the store as well, in the supplement section. And I would just be constantly asking them questions, like attacking them with questions, reading the Alive magazines in the stores. I was a clerk, so I was cashing people out and asking them, what do you do with that? How do you cook that? What do you do with that? So just a true thirst for natural medicine really developed. And so I decided that I wanted to go to the Canadian College of Naturopathic Medicine. But that was a high ticket program. It was like 20 grand a year. So it was like 4 years. So $80,000. I realized, oh my God, I don't think I can do this. So I ended up going to university instead, studying environmental studies. But that thirst for being a naturopath never left. And so eventually I circled back around and became a naturopath in Montreal. And that's when I had my 7 years of education in naturopathic medicine and in homeopathic medicine.
That is an amazing story. Like, I love the fact that you just happened to be in the right place at the right time to gain this whole other wealth of knowledge, to know that there is so much more out there.
Yeah, so much more.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about your educational background. So you ended up going to school for something completely different and then decided to pursue naturopathy? Yeah.
So I traveled the world. I did an internship in a different country, and then finally got back home and decided that I wanted to study naturopathic medicine. So I did the naturopathy, the homeopathy, and then it was time for me to practice. So I remember having these case studies that we had to do at the end of naturopathic medicine. And, maybe some of you health practitioners can relate to me. And I just loved the process of case taking. It was fascinating. It was like figuring out the pieces of a puzzle and really helping people. And it was so gratifying and so incredible. But I remember towards the end of my education, there was a woman on board at my school called Kiara. And I'm like, we have to know how to do something when we get out of this school. Like, what am I going to do with this? Fine, I know how to case take. I know the nutrition part. I know the anatomy and physiology. I know the supplements. I know the contraindications, but what am I supposed to do with this? And I remember the school offering like literally probably a 4 to 6 hour course in business building. And I was thirsty for more. I really knew that I needed more, but the school wasn't offering it to me. So this is the problem. As health practitioners, we're passionate about our subject. We learn our subject well. We become experts in our subject, but then we have no idea what to do with it when we graduate. We're not taught how to generate clients and generate leads. And we're not taught about how to have conversations with people that need us. We're not taught how to niche down and choose an area of speciality. This is something that I resisted. You might be in the same boat. I wanted to help. I remember printing up business cards. On the back of the business card was like every health, menopause, stress, weight loss, like digestion. Even though I suffered from digestion, that was probably the most natural thing I should have done. And my husband bothered me about it for years. And I was like, no, I'm not going to specialize. I'm just going to, help everyone. But the thing is, when you're speaking to everyone, you're speaking to no one. Yeah. And it really is a disaster. So in natural health school, we're not taught how to be business people. And if you want to run a successful practice, you have to have business skills. You have to know how to run a business, and you have to know all of the other things that come in line with running a business. And, over the years of trying to figure this out on my own, I'm not saying that it was a waste, because I really benefited from every single thing that I did. I tried to figure things out. I was very persistent and trying and experimenting. And I'll tell you all the things that I tried. But like at the end of the day, I did gain knowledge from that. But only when I hired like a mentor, a business mentor, to show me exactly what I had to do, did I finally get to a place where I succeeded in this, in setting something up that was sustainable in so many ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been there myself, right? Like, I just want to show up. I want to serve. I want to coach. I want to help people. Like, that's why I got into this, right? I didn't get into this because I want to be on sales calls and I want to have to learn how to market and I want sales funnels and landing pages and, how to copyright and all that stuff, right? And it can be super overwhelming. And I see that a lot in our group, especially. And that's why I'm so glad that, we're partnering with you to do this, because there are so many people that just want to help. And there are so many people out there that need the help, right? Yes. And it's bridging that gap, right? It's bridging that gap between, I have all this knowledge in my head. I know I can help people, but how the heck do I get my services out there? How the heck do I, charge for this? What do I charge for this? What about, contracts? And I mean, it can be so overwhelming. And I think that's why so many, coaches and health professionals, their businesses don't last.
Yeah.
Don't have that knowledge of how to structure things, how to structure a program, how to get your clients results, right? You have like all this knowledge in your head, but how do you go and apply all of that and actually have a successful business? Because I guarantee you, 99% of us coaches, we don't want to run a business. Like, that's not like why we're doing this, right? Like, we want to serve. And so like, I'm so excited just for you to share your knowledge in here with everyone, because I think it's going to be so helpful.
Yeah, spot on, and some of us are inclined towards business and some of us are not, but the ones that are not still have to do it unless you want to hire someone to do the whole thing for you, which is actually not even of benefit, because I hired so many people along the way. And I wish that I hadn't hired some people, because when you rely on someone else to do it all for you, you don't learn how to do it for yourself. So even if you are outsourcing and hiring, you have to know how to delegate, and you have to know how to do the thing from start to finish to give instruction yourself. So what I want, to do here is really to save you guys, especially for new graduates, especially for health practitioners who are a bit older, who maybe have been practicing for 20, 30 years, doing client consultations in a one-to-one setting. You could also benefit from this system. So we really have different categories of health practitioners that we help, and everyone can benefit from what we have to offer. So just going into my story a little bit, so I graduated, I ended up working in different health clinics and spas, and that's a challenge within itself, because it's not like you walk into a spa and they start handing you all the clients. That's what I thought would happen. I ended up printing business cards with like little coupons, dotted line. Literally every restaurant, cafe, this and that I went to, I just looked for the corkboard and started posting my business card everywhere. Useless, totally useless, literally a waste of time, a waste of money. It's not the way to do things. It's not the way to do things in 2022. That's like guaranteed for sure.
Especially now, for sure. That's definitely, I mean, everything is online.
Yeah. You have to, you kind of have to transition into the online space. And it's not like you can't have individual one-to-one consultation time. You can do it within the framework of having a program set up and then offering individual consultation time. So you can have different tiers of your program or service. But anyway, going down the road. So I ended up like giving talks at supermarkets, culinary academies, raw food schools. What didn't I do? Corporate lunch and learns. And at the end of the day, I did benefit and I did learn, but I wasted a lot of time. Like I remember schlepping my Vitamix container, my Vitamix blender to the ladies groups and bringing the blender and the vegetables and the fruits and like, oh my God, seriously guys, don't do this. Please don't do this.
Yeah. We're going to learn from your mistakes, Desiree.
Yeah, please. And then, so eventually down the road, I was consulting individually one-to-one client consultations. I was never really learned how to like follow up with customers so that they actually get results. Like I would see them once and then never hear from them again, or I'd see them twice. You know, I had like a little package that I put together, initial consultation, a follow-up session. Okay, sometimes they pay for it, they wouldn't even show up, and I'd be like, what's going on? Hi, how's it going? You know, what's going on with you? Oh, I feel so much better, I feel so amazing. Well, why didn't you let me know? Like I have to know these things. So these one-to-one sessions are really not of benefit for yourself or for your client. They don't get all that they need within a one-to-one framework because there's just often not enough time. And you end up filling your schedule with one-to-one client consultations. A lot of health practitioners that I know end up burning themselves out and having to get another totally unrelated job or profession. And it's such a tragedy to me because if they only knew the proper system to be able to sustain themselves and help people at the same time, like the world would be a different place. And it's so sad to say, but so many of the health practitioners that I know that I went to school with are not practicing. It's such a tragedy. And they're just, you know, working in different areas. But when you're a health and wellness practitioner, that's what that's your core. I mean, if you want to help people and you become specialized in something, why let that go to waste? You know, such a shame.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been there too. You know, when I first started, I was just doing these, you know, one-on-one individual calls and hey, you know, if you want to do a package and you can buy 5, you know, but they weren't getting the results, right, that they needed because there wasn't a system in place. There wasn't a program where they had continued accountability. I was giving out, right? Like I was giving them, oh, okay, here's one session with me is this cost, like, you know, and I'll give you a plan and send you on your way. But then, you know, they may follow it for week, month, you know, and then they're right back to where they were because they didn't have that support and that accountability and that, you know, ongoing, you know, relationship that actually helps people get from where they are now to where they want to go.
Absolutely. I mean, apart from the meal plans and the supplement protocols and the exercises that you give them, the most important thing you're going to give to your clients, because it is damn hard to stop drinking Coke and then start eating broccoli. Okay. Let's face it. It's a hard thing to do. They don't even want to do it. Like they don't really want to do it, but they know they have to do it because their health is suffering. If you can help your clients get their mindset straight, give them goals to reach, keep them motivated, keep them excited about getting better, coach them like a cheerleader, and you know, let them know that it is possible for them and you can do it, and give them that accountability, support, community within a group structure. That's it. That is the secret right there. You've got it made. You'll be able to continually generate leads, run people through your program, have client successes. They're going to be so happy. They'll tell their friends. Like it really makes all the difference, which leads me back into like, you know, I don't want to sit here and talk about myself, but the point of me telling my story is to really try, you know, if you're at the same place where I was at, let's try to get you out of that. So down the road, I decided to specialize in IBS and digestion because I was passionate about bowels. I know that sounds funny, but you know, that's what it was. And so I ended up literally dumping everything I knew from my anatomy physiology courses, everything into a group program. And I thought this was the most amazing thing ever. But then I met Gabby. So she is my partner in business. She's the UK-based naturopath. Together, Gabby and I have 30 years of naturopathic experience. She is an amazing, successful health practitioner. She's a colonic hydrotherapist, a herbalist, an iridology specialist. I mean, she is an encyclopedia. She's an amazing girl. And so together, we met. She looked over my IBS program and she's like, what is this? It's jam-packed with information. The client's never going to be able to follow this. They'll get overwhelmed. So we crafted this amazing IBS program. It's an 8-week program that we started to put our clients through. We have a community of over 20,000 members specifically with IBS. So everyone, this is what happens with a niche. Everyone is suffering from that same individual health condition. You're able to communicate with those people properly, show them that you understand what they're going through, and they feel heard and validated and understood. And so that, that's it. That's what we did. We put together this IBS program, and we started to really lead clients through the program with great, great success. During COVID, over the last 2 years, it's been a really hard time for people. People's digestion was completely messed up, lots of stress, lots of poor eating habits. You guys remember when everyone was like baking that bread? Remember when everyone was making like sourdough bread, and like just a really hard time. And stress, we know, completely affects the digestive system. And so our business skyrocketed and we had so many clients. But at the same time, we both became so passionate about helping health practitioners, because our goal is to really make sure that we can help health practitioners, because then we can help more people. Health practitioners are going to go on and just exponentially help so many more people. So we really became passionate about that. We are obsessed with online marketing. Like, I'm always listening to podcasts and learning and growing, and the tech fascinates me. So our focus has kind of shifted, away from the bowels and really into marketing and sales and helping health practitioners really optimize their businesses and hit the ground running and be successful. So that's where we came at the end of the journey.
Awesome. That is just so cool that you were able to, transition your passion for this and your passion for helping people. And you've created that ripple effect, because that's what it is. You help, you max out, you can only have a group program of so many, before it becomes, overwhelming. But when you help one coach, that coach can then help, 100 other people, and then they help, and it's just this big like snowball effect. And that's so amazing.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about Bridging the Gap.
Sure. So we do have two upcoming talks that we'll be giving. So Bridging the Gap is really this amazing 3-part system that we developed. 1 is the Bridging the Gap Academy. 2 is the tech platform, and 3 is the Done For You health courses. So if we pay attention here, these are the 3 areas which we saw were really hard for health practitioners. They were difficult for us. We had to get a lot of support. So we hired like professional coaches. We also hired a tech team to help us build everything out professionally, because these are the areas that we struggled in. So the Bridging the Gap Academy is really the exact system from A to Z of how to build an online practice, starting from choosing your niche and your area of specialty, to setting up your mindset right, setting your goals, building out your online program, creating your opt-in free guides. These are your lead magnets, all of the emails associated with everything, the copywriting, the sales pages, what you should say. I mean, it's kind of like idiot proof, because all you have to do, we've done everything for you. Come in, everything is drag and drop. Replace the marketing copy that we've written with your own copy. We have like marketing prompts to guide you along the way. I don't want to go too deep into it, but it's the entire system that a health practitioner could possibly need in order to build out their health practice online. How to build out your online program, how to market and sell, how to build out your sales funnels, how to track and measure all of your metrics, how to pay attention to your finances, your leads generated, how many programs you're selling, everything you can imagine. The tech platform, which is part number 2, is the house. So it's where It's very hands-on. So we've made sure that we've built out the academy, the modules and the lessons to say, this is what we're focusing on this week. This is what you need to do. Head on over to the tech platform and implement right away. So we want you to get your business up and running within like 6 to 7 months. You're learning, implementing. You're not just learning theory, and then you're lost and then you don't do anything with it. You're learning and implementing. So the tech platform is this amazing, robust system for health practitioners. It's beautiful. And that's not everything, because we have people with many beautiful websites that are not functional, but it's beautiful. It is highly converting. It allows you to set up these automated systems, and you have your call booking system, you have your emails and automations. It's everything in one place, because I suffered from having everything in different places. So I had WordPress for my website, MemberPress for my courses, ActiveCampaign for my emails, Acuity for my scheduling. Like, oh my God, nothing was communicating with each other. Pages were broken, links were broken. It was truly a tech headache. Here we've built something that is a whole 6-in-1 small, what am I looking for? Like, it's this little universe of everything that you need in terms of tech, all in one place. Okay, so it's something that every health practitioner has to have. Part 3 is we teach, yes, within the academy, we teach you how to build out your online program. But, you know, if you've been practicing for 15 years, you're like, leave me alone. I don't want to do it myself. No problem. We have the Done For You health courses. So right now we have one. We're going to have a series of 16 different health courses having to do with menopause, stress, weight loss, whatever, a thyroid, whatever you want to specialize in. We're going to have a course that is completely done for you, put together by health professionals within our tight community. And these are courses that you can purchase, and they get directly uploaded into your tech platform. And that means that when your client comes to you for weight loss, okay, you have this beautiful modulated program that you can put your clients through one step at a time, very holistically established. So dealing with the mindset, with the stress, with the relationships, everything that could be possibly impacting their health is all in this program. So all you have to do is run your clients through it, have them go through the modules in their own time, and then you can show up and offer your individual time however many times you want. You can do it 3 times, you know, at the beginning of the course, middle to check in, and then at the end to wrap up and make sure they're okay. Or you can meet them every day if you want. You can do whatever you want. So it's very flexible, and it's going to go according to what you need. We also have like a gold level program where we can coach you all the way through building everything out. So we have different tiers, different levels. We've tried to include everything in order to meet everyone's budget, finances, and then also your goals, what you want to do as a health practitioner and what you envision for yourself.
That is truly amazing. I already took a look at all your stuff, and what did I tell you? Oh man, I wish I would have known about this 2 years ago, because I have at this point, I've spent so much time building my WordPress site, and I have all those, you know, different things, ConvertKit for my email list, and you know, Calendly, and all these things that, and then you have to get Zapier to like,
yes.
I mean, there have been times that I literally have been in tears watching hours of YouTube videos, just extremely frustrated, you know, what am I going to do? Why won't this link work? Why won't this do this? And why can't I get this to do, you know? And it's because I'm not a tech person, right? Like,
yes,
I built a website and I had no idea how to build a website. So, you know, that website, I could have, you know, done something like your program and saved myself countless hours.
Yes.
YouTube videos.
Yes.
Trying to, you know, get all these pieces to work together, and, you know, having it look nice and designed, and, you know, and then I have had to pay people at certain points and been like, okay, I'm done. I can't figure this out myself. Like, I'm so frustrated that I need to hire out. But having something like what you provide, all packaged up, nice little bow, ready to go for you. I already told you, if I didn't just like spend all this money redoing my whole program and upload it onto a platform, I would have already switched over to you. That still may happen soon. I'm still, but I like literally like found you like a month after I just did all of this.
I get it. And you know what? I wish that I had my platform. I wish that I had my platform myself, because I would have saved so much headache. And the thing is, as health practitioners, We didn't sign up for all that. We signed up to help people with their health. And what ends up happening is you start to lose the passion and the flame and the excitement. You start to lose that passion because you're all caught up in these tech things and trying to make things work. And that's kind of sad. It is kind of like sad. It just kind of like fizzles out because you don't have time to focus on the right things, which is, communicating with your audience, helping them, coaching them, giving consultations. Like the focus changes when you're too caught up in all of that stuff that you have to do. But
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. We got a great comment here. So Crystal's here with us, Desiree, and she said, so happy I joined this live. I'm from Montreal and going to from my first year of schooling, and I've been feeling so overwhelmed where to start after.
Yes.
We are so happy you're here too, Crystal.
Crystal, I'm from Montreal. Woo! Montreal in the house. So, what's beautiful is if you are a new graduate, you've hit the jackpot here because this will save you from all of the headaches that you could possibly go into. So, get in right away and start building the systems out properly from the start. And you'll be able to hit the ground running with being a natural health practitioner, because it's not the easiest to make it out there as a natural health practitioner. It's funny because people need us so badly. And I mean, we offer the best thing ever: life transformation, health transfer. What could be better than that? Right. They've gone to their medical practitioners. They haven't gotten any answers. They're suffering, especially like with IBS. Oh, you just have to go home and live with it. Or yeah, whatever. There's nothing we can do. Oh, your diet has nothing to do with it. What? Like, seriously? So the world needs us. So the faster you can get up and running and help the world, the better.
Yep. Kelly's here. She says, this sounds like a dream come true.
Come on, Kelly.
I mean, seriously, you have created something that can impact so many lives, not only just the practitioners and taking the stress out of all this stuff, because, like I mentioned before, this is not why the sales pages and the marketing, that's not why any of us got into this, right? Like most of us have our own story, right? I have my dad's story and my own personal gut health journey of why I care about gut health, right? And why I got into nutrition and all these things. And most of us do as well. It was, either from a personal experience or from a family experience. And we want to share that, right? We want to help other people. We want to show up and we want to just, serve and be like, there is hope, right? There is hope. You don't have to like this, but then we get so bogged down with calendar links and scheduling and email marketing and building funnels and just I mean, I can't even tell you how many times like I've been in tears, like building my business to what it is now. And I mean, it's so frustrating. So, I mean, if you guys are new or if you are just, frustrated and still struggling, trying to do this, like this can change your business and can allow you to impact and help so many more people. And that's why we got into this, is to help others. So I'm so excited. We have 2 more of these like in our series. So tell us a little bit about what we are going to learn in the next 2. So we have one coming up. Let me look at my calendar. It's this Thursday again. So that would be at 4 p.m. Eastern. So same time, you guys. And then also next Tuesday. So we're going to have 2 other ones. So what do we have to look forward to, Desiree? What are we going to learn?
So the reason we kind of split this up is because it's a little bit hard to understand, like in a 30-40 minute conversation, what exactly it is that we have created. So I really wanted to be able to expand on it. And that's why the first talk, which is on May 12th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to cover the 8 must-haves for a successful online health business. So I'm not just here to sell you something. I really, really want to share my experience truly from my heart and give you an idea of what it is that you need in order to set up a health business and have it be successful. So tune in, even if it's just to get value and learn and understand what it is that you need to do. And on that talk, I'm going to be talking a little bit more about the academy and what it includes in the academy. This is kind of like the little university that takes you through the A to Z process of building out your online business from start to finish. And then on May 17th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're going to cover the 8 tech non-negotiables that every health practitioner must have in order to have this online business. So We're going to go through all of the tech pieces, because having this online business it encompasses so many different aspects, like psychology. You need to know how to get on a sales call and work with the psychology of the human being and their resistance and their objections. Brittany and I were just talking about that. You have to know psychology. You have to know copywriting. You have to know
secrets of persuasion. Right, yeah, because you have to, I know about nutrition and gut health, but how do I get that out there to make people want to work with me, or realize that, hey, I need her help, right? Because I don't do that. That's not what I was taught in nutrition school.
Yeah. So there's the copywriting, there's the communication, there's the understanding your ideal client inside and out. You have to know your ideal client, what they like to eat for dinner, what kind of yoga poses they like. I mean, you really have to understand your ideal client. And then, of course, there's all the tech stuff. So the second talk is really going to be about all of the non-negotiables. These are the things that you have to have if you want to transition your business into the online space. This is what you have to have. You have to have your opt-in pages, your landing pages, your area, your course membership area, a book a call system, whatever it is. So I'm going to tell you the importance of that. And then, so those are the talks coming up. And I would love to see you on the talks and gain some value.
Yes.
And I ask your questions too. Come with questions. I'm happy to answer any questions here too, because I've been through it. I've been through the dumps, and it's not fun.
It is not. It is not. I really wish I would have found you.
Yeah, I wish I would have found myself.
Marcy says, sounds amazing. Marcy, I've gone on the back end. This is amazing. It is just,
it's life-changing.
So I'm so excited. You guys show up to the next 2 calls. The replays will always be available too. So if you guys are watching the replay right now as well, drop us a hashtag replay. And that way it pops back up in the feed so that more people can see this. We have so many amazing practitioners in this group that I think could just really benefit from this service and, bridging.
Yeah. And guys, if the replay will show up in the group. If you have questions, just post your questions underneath the replay video, and I'll pop in and I'll answer questions. If any questions about strategy or what kind of tech or anything, I'll go in and I'll answer questions as best as I can. I'll maybe make you even little video snippets and try to answer questions that way.
You are amazing, Desiree. Is
so
there
are you.
anything else that you want to share before we get out of here?
No, I think I've shared a lot about my journey, and I hope that you gain something from this talk. And I hope to see you in the next ones. And I'm here for you guys if you have any questions or comments or need a sounding board, anything like that. I've done it as a health practitioner and then as a business person for health practitioners. So yeah.
Marcy says she can't wait.
Thank you. I can't wait to see you, Marcy, and everybody.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you later this week on Thursday.
Yeah. Perfect. Thanks so much, everyone. Take care. Have a good night.
Page for the upcoming classes too, so that you can find out what time they're in your local area.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you. Take care.